Me mo bibi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. Me the story abremo say Parliament has suspended a year Frank Annoh Dompreh and then some other MPs. And now entokwa esiye ewo Parliament. Na MPP for atron krata ba clearly no utumi hu say they are really not happy. Na me pesa me kenkan krata no and then your response be an so ye the ama a year MPP for and that your first timer. Subscribe and click the notification bell on this. So now yanko or say response. Suspension of 3 members of parliament in the minority caucus 31st January 2025. Now press statement or say 1. The decision by the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban S.K. Bagbin, on Friday, 31st January 2025, to suspend 3 distinguished members of parliament of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Frank Annoh Dompreh Insawa Medrejui, Honorable Al-Hassan Suleiman Atampoli Kuchegu, and Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib Wejagbawe. It's an unfortunate overreach of parliamentary authority, a blatant display of selective justice, and an attack on the democratic principles that undermine our legislative process. In the first, as someone more can say, Alban Bagbin Adi Awaye no, with Yambra, MPP phone someone more can know. Say Adi Alban Bagbin Aye no, with Yambra. 2. Also, the events that transpired during the vetting of ministerial nominees were born out of deep-seated frustration regarding the conduct of proceedings, the disregard for due process, and the majority's attempt to railroad decisions without consensus building. Parliament, by its very nature, is a forum for robust debate and passionate deliberation. The unfortunate incident that led to minor property damage was not a planned disruption, but a manifestation of the growing tensions caused by the majority and their members, and the failure of the chairman of the appointment committee to exercise impartiality. Very typical of MPP. Play the victim card. At yes, yeah, and and the idea is see no a NDC for na because as someone by ye never see a tennis and ye can NDC for person better than no more can because on winning some also saying at yes, yeah, always play the victim card, not taking any responsibility, but always playing the victim card. That is the MPP, and that's what we've now known them to be. Now, the third point, also the Speaker's decision to unilaterally suspend these 3 MPs without due process is accordance with provisions enshrined in Standing Orders 130A and B, without an opportunity for them to be heard under Article 19(1) of the Constitution, and without first exhausting internal disciplinary mechanisms, set a dangerous precedent. It signals an era where the Speaker can arbitrarily punish members of Parliament based on perceived disobedience rather than adherence to parliamentary rules and fairness. Now, someone more can say, Alban Bagbin decision away taking no. Now, ke was say, whatena say, no wotie NPP MPs no. Omonu munsem. Now, ke was say Alban Bagbin tena say no bi so omo. No tie omonu munsem. Say ede ne bae, ede ne siye. And I deal with course. Now, Sadio Alban Bagbin Aye no, as sorry ya na or take decision no. We've seen videos and we've seen what you people have done. Yet in the sad and the sad and the sunny at the chroma and the way won't septi when I didn't see no. The next day, Jerry Amedi, I any video wash a table as a ward than a Hokogan. I will page a table no. Jerry Amedi the next day was on CTFM. So no crano or call hospital, no call hospital by a crano, and your nan inside and ya was a dien, Nintino, or by our Nujina who send this for pian table abono, into your honor no so, ne instincts, or no soon said Abby, Minjina homo or moon prame, and no moon kume, because my call hospital aba, into mean so mean reacted, and no so react and wash a table as a piano. We now work as a yentenas and yen frubia no biambra metrenagin. We. Yet in a Saturn, Yentena Sena, de be a yen fro bimbra, no bimbra metrena again, de be a same way see a da be entin if I couldn't moon sem, on Casania de Tikrum ha, and any paddy dibone. At the end of the day, we cram. It is good. You want to be heard, no problem. Are you okay? Mo person your friend mo ba near bisa mo nsem na mo yi nsem wana problem ini ho. But at the end of the day, is this not even quicker? Because the tenase ni eba be kawa asem wani pa kona adwene say still the mo aye no eye bone wo Ghana fo nim no matter the mo beka ni na na wo say mo face punishment na. So why yan ntem we say mo nko suspension 2 weeks asem mo bekwa aba. Ni etenase ni etie mu nsem ni etie mu nsem ni etie mu nsem na at the end of the day some so ka say mo nko suspension na ni na enye cost 90 enye waste of resources. But you want to be heard, problem in ho. You can be heard. Explanation be na beba bema. In obeba be chantro. Ye ni na ye hu videos no. Obekan dia obekan. But at the end of the day, you still face it. At the end of the day, you still pay for the things you've destroyed. You see, we need to understand, say, I was say ye nyama be to serve as deterrent. It has become one too many, especially with this current crop of parliamentarians. Meaning commandos for UFC fighters any yakwa form asemba any yenko na mo MPP for amomo last Afenyo Markin last one and now will complain say a shaman MP NDC MP o te say no wo kan atre NDC for say omunchengu musu no omombomo Afenyo Markin one and now kan one and now kan because omuchegu musu a nipa mienu benya nipa baako ti one and now kan say a shaman MP no asema na okatre NDC for no na wo buafu hu sei but asemba ya mo na mo pese mo tre ahonden mo na mo pese mo tre gidigidi asem we baaye no ho mo na hye gidigidi na se ho mo na hye ase peja konwade tutu tables no epiempia tables no. We've all seen the videos. We've seen the videos ho mo na hye gidigidi na se. Intino until say obema di ne nambesi for makase dabi baby ade we ye do idie sebe edu echi. We need to start taking actions. Next time asemba as a parliamentarian one kasa sa Jerry Amedi onu ankasa wieye na o praise Mahama Yariga being the majority leader of the NDC of parliament easily oba hono nanka ne bube tumi efu na nko no so ama NDC for na cause commotion but no mompo a ne nkrofo ne dos no buy no mpo na oni omo kasa se enya hwe mo de order saba ye ni na ye nko vet na beto aso ochina ono no ba be settle asem no intino I mean no problem if you want to be heard problem in ho but at the end of the day you face the same consequence intino yesi so trouble wa na why then wagene ntem intino I say the speaker himself has on numerous occasions presided over a parliament where similar or worse incidents occurred, yet no such punitive measures were taken. The refusal to apply the same standard in previous instances makes his decision appear politically motivated, aimed at intimidating certain members of parliament and silencing dissent. So say abamba gbe nankasa na time na ntokwa bi say isi na so bi anya ne he na ade we ya waye no wa sheda no pese o kan crofo she. I say it is important to recall that during previous parliamentary chaos, particularly during the controversial 2021 speakership election, at the public hearing on the nomination for promotion of 2 Supreme Court judges on the 30th July 2024, in the brawl in Parliament over e-levy, where a member of the NDC physically assaulted a member of the majority caucus of the 8th Parliament, the Speaker adopted a reconciliatory approach at all instances. Why then does he choose, at this moment, to impose harsh and selective punishments? This inconsistency undermines his credibility as a neutral arbiter and exposes a worrying bias that must be called out. Just someone walking and they say, last time, our more MPP a majority no. Satan na semi bebe bia no abambagben ebe say yentena senyenka na we de ba ya atrese ni bue for wo take decision na atrese sisi no pick sides. Furthermore, the speaker's approach disregards the fact that Parliament is a house of debate, sometimes heated, and members have a duty to ensure that due process is followed. The Speaker's role is to facilitate dialogue and order, not to punish lawmakers for standing their ground in the face of procedural unfairness. We categorically reject the suspension of these 3 MPs and demand an immediate reversal of this politically charged decision. If this unjustifiable action is not addressed, it will set a precedent where the Speaker becomes an unchecked authority, weaponizing disciplinary measures against those who do not align with his preferred political narratives. Parliament must remain a bastion of democracy, not an institution of oppression. The Ghanaian people deserve a parliament where all voices are heard, not one where members are punished for their commitments to due process and accountability. Democracy thrives on fairness and justice, and we will not sit idle while our parliamentary democracy is undermined by selective application of rules. End. So this is coming from the minority side. Clearly, no, me sure say Ebia Afenyo Markin one through Nidindia, but he being a minority leader, me sure so no, and what trust are dear way. Na a foot to a person with them Afenyo Markin say, Mr. No, this time around, Uncle Court, Uncle Court. So decision about Babine taking it's Yambra. So he should rush to court. He should rush to the Supreme Court, and they should stop Abambagbin again, just as he did some time ago, just about some few months ago. I mean, that would be my honest advice to Afenyo Markin, because I mean, Abambagbin is not going to listen to what you are going to do. So what? Obey then obey. Mumba Parliament, Mumba proteste. I mean, it's not going to work. Now, the only option for Afenyo Markin is to go to court, is to run to the Supreme Court again, so that the Supreme Court, with that agency at last time, Omudi overrule Abambagbin asem no, Omobe use that same agency biom. So I mean, that's the only way available now. That's what I personally think. It's here for one time. Watch your comment box, but that's it.